Okay, so we were talking, and we were just using the sauna after jiu-jitsu, and I was going to make this video in the sauna, but I didn't have my phone on me. He didn't have his phone on him either. So, got delayed, and then we're chatting, and it came up again. So, I'm just going to make the video, and he can react to this live and add to it. That'll add interest, and we can see where it goes. But basically, we were talking about thinking things through. He said, well, I don't say so many things because I think things through. And in the sauna, I was going to make a video on how I avoid getting really, really injured. So I'll tell you a little story first. Usually the way I avoid getting injured is I think through the injury story. So this is an injury story from when I was 16. So I have a barbell and I'm floor pressing in the basement. My younger sister, so an 11-year-old gymnast, comes down. And we start using very, very sophisticated and precise gym science to mathematically calculate how many handstand push-ups equated to how many plates on the floor press. So I was competing with her, trying to outdo her handstands with plates on the floor press. And I wasn't really doing the floor press much during this period of time. I was kind of playing around with the movement. And I ended up floor pressing 265 pounds and blowing my back out because I was competing with my little sister for the equivalent of handstands. So you see how that story sounds insane? It sounds a little ridiculous. It's not quite insane, but it's ridiculous. It's like, dude, you're competing with your sister for how many plates on a barbell equated to 11-year-old gymnast handstand push-ups? You're a wrestler. You don't even do floor presses. What is this? Well, I don't really know. But I'll think through these stories now in my head before I go do like various activities. So this is something that comes to mind. So like on his birthday, he wants me to do a backflip. And he's like, you could just do a backflip. Meanwhile, he worked up to a backflip over multiple days.
No.
You did. You built like the sub skills though. You like practice on pillows.
I started walking when I was like 2.
Yeah, exactly. So he understands this. But he just springs it on me. He's like, you're gonna do a backflip today. And I did do a backflip, but I didn't land it. I skinned my knee.
It's not backflip.
And it's not backflip, whatever. Okay. Anyway, so I just like thinking through the injury stories better. But the reason, again, I'm not fully committing all the way to the backflip is I'm telling you the story about how I didn't really do a backflip instead of the story of how I injured myself doing a backflip. Now, I'll devote maybe a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks at some point to working up to a backflip, building the sub skills and stuff, building that confidence to go for the movement, building, like learning to walk, exactly. But yeah, thinking through the injury story is a big thing. So if you want to like add anything in terms of thinking through stuff you say, thinking through like anything, I don't know. I think I'll put another one in. I think through my days before I do them to see if they make sense. I think through like my plans or projects before I do them to try to find failure points and then pre-prepare for the failure points and contingencies and make optimal plans. And when I do that on paper, I find I have very, very, very good days.
See, I was rock climbing on a slab, and if you messed up your footing and your toe slipped, the hole jutted out just enough that where it smashed your kneecap. So I thought through that injury, I'm like, well, I'm not kneecapping myself just to do some puzzle. And I made sure to jump off the wall well before I even thought I was trying to push the limits of my feet and what I feel comfortable with.
He does like running wall backflips now. The dude's got no fear. But yeah, just being smart like that. Like, am I really about to like put everything?
I'm wearing safety glasses. Like when I do use power tools.
I gotta be better about that. That's a big one. That's important. Yeah, that's really important, using safety glasses. Like just thinking it through, like thinking through the story of like, when I have no fingers on my hand and I'm completely blind, will I really enjoy telling the story about how I used the table saw trunk with no glasses? And I'll just end it there.